Hello, everyone, and welcome to a really important little intervention over the coffee break. Thanks for joining us today. I'm going to give a little bit of background to this, but I'd like to welcome Margaret, Grace, Rosemary, Brian, and Joshua here today, who are all part of the Kenya Wildlife Clubs. Now, the story behind this is I went to Kenya in January of this year in preparation of the Africa Hotel Investment Forum, getting ready for that. And obviously we won't be hosting that conference in Nairobi, but during my travels, I bumped into Kadu Sibunya, sorry, I got his name wrong, the CEO of the African Wildlife Foundation. And I had a meeting with him, and he said I should go and meet Margaret Otieno from the clubs because they were doing such great work. And I was very lucky to not only get a real show around the club itself, but also go and see the work in action in one of the local schools. And I'd like to welcome Margaret here first and foremost, just to tell us a little bit more about the clubs and what the type of work they do with the children. Margaret.
Hello all, thank you so much. And I'm really excited to have an opportunity to talk about the Wildlife Clubs of Kenya. We are a charitable non-profit conservation education organization. It was founded way back in 1968 by a group of students, of course, with the backing of local and international conservation organizations, including the then Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. We are supported by the government of Kenya through the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, and our mandate is to empower youth and communities to proactively engage in wildlife and environmental conservation. At the Wildlife Clubs of Kenya, we implement diverse conservation education activities, including ecology programs, to engage children with nature and to enable them to know and appreciate the importance of conserving Kenya's wildlife. We also involve them in school cleaning activities, desnaring, park and beach cleanups, amongst others. Mainly, most of the time we target schools, but we also reach out to organize youth groups and communities living within and around protected areas in Kenya. Now, following appeals from former members of the clubs who wanted to pursue professions in the fields of conservation, tourism, and hospitality, we opened a college for middle-level employees in the hospitality and conservation sector. Our graduates have done very, very well in the tourism sector, with many of them becoming entrepreneurs and creating the badly needed employment. The work that we do at the Wildlife Clubs of Kenya is really, really important because Kenya is totally dependent on her natural resources, be it agriculture or tourism. And we are ensuring that the young people that we reach out to develop a love and a passion for conserving our resources, and that when they eventually take over as a policymakers, as leaders in whichever sector, then they will make informed decisions that respect the interconnectedness of nature. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. And obviously we're here today to really understand what it means to the children. We've got 4 winners of the recent clubs activities and competitions in art and essay writing. And the theme this year was the future of wildlife lies in our hands. So first of all then, I'll introduce Rosemary. Rosemary is 12. You won the essay competition for the upper primary category, but that's between 10 and 14. Welcome, Rosemary, and tell us more about your essay and why is it in your hands? Why is the future in your hands?
I believe that the theme is the future of wildlife lies in our hands because we as young people still have a chance to make a difference.
And what do you mean by that? How can children make a difference?
We can make a difference by learning and following our parents and our guardians, what they're doing. And
obviously, I think that children stand a really important part of making the difference and also teaching our parents the importance of wildlife too. And now, Grace, you also were a winner of the upper primary age category. What does wildlife mean to you, and why is the club important to you?
Wildlife are the animals that are around us and even in the forest.
That's right. And you need to care for them, don't you?
Yes.
And they're very important to help us live as well as we help them live too. Now, great. If I go on to the art competition now, we have Joshua and Brian. Brian is 14 and Joshua is 7. And they won the art for both the upper and the lower primary categories, respectively. First of all, would you be able to show us your pictures? Fantastic. Move it slightly. There you go, Joshua. That's absolutely wonderful. So, Brian, first of all, talk us through your art. What inspired you to draw that?
I want to show Kenyans to stop poaching.
And do you get affected by poaching quite a lot there? Are you very aware of it?
Yes. Because I want to tell Kenyans that we have rhinos, elephants. We don't want to show our children that elephants and rhinos existed.
Do you think you'll end up looking after them when you've gone through your education?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. I think the work of protecting and preserving these wonderful animals is so important. It's an absolutely wonderful picture, Brian. Thank you for showing us. If I can move on to Joshua. Hello, Joshua. So, Joshua, what a fantastic picture. Welcome. Did you enjoy doing the picture?
Yes.
And what parts of the club do you really like?
I like the color.
Yeah.
And the animal.
And the animals. You like to see the animals and be with them.
The lion has crazy hair and long tails.
Oh, they're lovely. And we should all be looking after them. Now, we're getting to the end of our time here. And I just wanted to say thank you and well done to all of the children. Thank you for joining me today and setting up this very short call to tell our viewers a little bit more about the work that you're doing. If I could just ask Margaret to come back and say the last few words about how wonderfully inspiring these children are.
Thank you very much. I'm really feeling very inspired. In fact, when I see the young people coming up, demonstrating their knowledge, their fears for the future, their dreams for the wildlife of this country, then I know there is hope for us. I need to add that the Kenya Wildlife Service and other key organizations, including AWF and others, and WWF, are assured of passionate potential workforce just by looking at what these children are expressing. And these children are the future tourists and hotel guests. We are taking care of the future markets for the hospitality industry by engaging these children in nature. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.